If it's working, it's working. Yeah, it looks like it's working. I think it's working. Yeah, it dropped. I moved the switch. I literally just picked it up and moved it, and it disconnected my OBS. So, yeah. Fantastic. Can you go back in there, please? But we're back. Some things like wood, rock, metallic, armor can look really good with dry brushing to the point where you're probably just making it live. Exactly, I completely agree. Natural things like stone, wood, like you say, things like that work really well with it. I just don't like it. Yeah, stream should be back up now. I picked up my Switch under my desk and moved it, and then I got a notification. It's disconnected, but I think we're back. I think we're okay. I might just are we back? Question mark. Back for me. Hello? Like I said, bit of an oopsie, but not mega oopsie. Like, I picked up my network switch. Hello, I'm back. Cool. Yeah, I picked up my network switch, moved it to the side, and it must have knocked something. Not sure what or how, but we're back. Anyway, yes. Dry brushing really good for natural things, in my opinion. Big fan of dry brushing for stone, wood, also on like tanks, like hard metallic edges and stuff like that. I'm not huge on using dry brushing for... It also moved my camera, which is interesting. Must have knocked into it with my... Welcome back, Johan. Yeah, it was my bad. I moved my my network switch and it just went... So, yeah, but we're back. Use it to pick out trim. Yeah, exactly. It's good for that. I like to use zenithal for that, or really light zenithal, because I very much struggle to see detail on models. I prefer to paint from black, if that makes sense. If I'm not using contrast paints or speed paints, I prefer to paint from black, but not everything needs a black base, and I like a light zenithal is great. Heavy zenithal for obviously bigger things, but Legio Astorum. I feel like Astorum would work well, but I don't really know if I like the big black dots with the little... Well, maybe I could go over there. One on either side. And then the little constellations. And we can have a... Right, scissors. Yeah, I like dry brushing, but I struggle to keep the paint as vibrant as it can be. So for anything that I want nice and vibrant and bright, I tend to just use my own stuff. Like my brush and everything, and for everything else, it's right, so I have... One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. I like the idea of these with the bright blue, shiny paint. So we'll give that a go. I need to grab my tweezers before I do anything else. Because ain't no one touching. That's wet enough on the side of my palette. Should be wet enough anyway. Oh, and my closed caption are broken. Fantastic. Thank you for the hydrate. Right. Micro set. Need to get some more of that stuff. Anyone getting anything from the current game's worth of terrain made to order? No, I didn't even know that was an option. What's the deal with that? Can you literally just contact them and say, I would like some of this, and they'll make it for you, or? I think between Christmas and New Year's where they make to order terrain, you get like 6 months. Oh. Huh. Wait, as in you can tell them exactly how you want it, or do they? Or can you pick something that is of their existing? Really do a round selection of all discontinued kits. Oh, okay. That's cool. I had no idea that was a thing. No, so the answer is no, not me personally. How about you? Are you getting something? Or did you get something? Also released 4 Chaos, but yeah, I know. I saw that the combined kits. Chaos is eating this year. Eating good. Before I could kill Team Heresy, suitable terrain, all kinds of stuff over here. Huh. You're tempted by one or two things, but not sure the pile of shame is shameful. Yeah. I like to call it the pile of potential. That makes it slightly less problematic. It means you can... You don't have to feel as guilty about it. There we go, we're finally loose. Pile of potential, yes, there it is. That's kind of cool. Been in the RPG wargames hobby on and off since the 80s. Accumulated a lot of potential. Hey. There's no shame in a lot of potential. I bought some more potential today, so... I love a bit of potential. No, don't slide off my paper just yet, please. Can I be left-handed today? Okay, bear with. No, I think it's for one, it's the kind of hobby where you just over the years you just accumulate things. It is one of those things. I don't think there's much you can do about it. You've only been painting for a month and you're broke because of potential. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is dangerous, all that potential. But it's so nice though. Behold my stuff. Hey, stuff. I absolutely love stuff, and I feel like as long as it's not putting you in a difficult financial position, like as long as you're not buying more than you can afford, you should be able to spend your adult money in any way you like, because adult money is hard enough as it is to come by. Life is hard enough as it is. We should be able to spend our money on things that make us happy. And if it takes 38 years to use all that stuff, then it takes 38 years, like. Right, so I've got these little tiny little, you see, you don't go out drinking and spend, that's it, I'm the same. So I've got these tiny little constellation thingies here, which you guys probably can't really see very well on camera. There and there. I've got two in my little pot. I'm trying to decide where on the model they should go. They're going on here, on these shoulder things. Am I putting them there, there, or there? I want to say here, on that side bit. Thoughts? Bottom side or back? Boxer killed it was cheaper and brings more happiness than a night getting hammered. I 100% agree. The amount of time gained, or like that you spend on Warhammer when you buy it, compared to a night on town side, yeah, there, right? I think so. I think that will look cool. Let's go side. Yeah, I am 100% agree there. I feel like spend, say, even if you spend £100 on a box of miniatures, by the time you've built, painted, and played with it, if playing is your jam, that is hours and hours, possibly months of enjoyment. Plus, you then have awesome models to look at, which can go on your shelf somewhere. And you spend more than that on a night on the town. Or the people I always hear going out. Plus, I don't lose my wallet if I, or my phone if I buy Warhammer. Which seems to happen every single time. Like one of my guys who works at the company I work at, he has lost his wallet or his phone like 4 times, 5 times now. Cute. And I just don't understand. Like, why would you get to that point that you forget to pick your phone back up? Because he's positive he hasn't been mugged or anything like that, or hasn't been. It's not been. Not to mention learning to do something. Oh, 100%. Completely agree. How cute is this? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Now I have small ones too. I'll put those there. Slay! Exactly. Oh my god. Yes, girl. Slay. Bonding time with your kiddo. Yeah, I know. So cool. Oh, fuck. Okay, bear with then. I don't know why I didn't slay your enemies. Okay, woo! Bear with. There we are. All a wood. It's very cozy, actually. The only downside is that my headset, which is already not the most stable thing, gets a bit wobbly whenever I wear one of the wigs or the hat. But it works. I'm not. I mean, the AC isn't plugged in at the moment. It's a very much a summer thing. The AC vent is here still, but the AC is currently tucked under the spare desk. Because we had a little painting session when Zach was here on yesterday? No, the day before. New Year's Day. So we pulled in a little extra or a little spare foldable desk. So we had 3 people in here. Hoping that Holly will have time to come around soon. She keeps picking up more and more models. I haven't actually started painting any yet. Which you think like, oh well, we're all picking up models after models, but she hasn't actually painted any yet, so she doesn't even know if she likes painting yet. I think she will. I think she'll have a great time with it, but come on, Scoot, you bastard, Jon Snow. Oh yeah, she's built one herself. Nick has built some of them for her and primed them. So you've 1994, it's 2022 to pay. Yeah, true. She is fine. I'm just really excited. I really hope she likes it because it's such a nice hobby. It's such a good hobby to have, and if someone enjoys it, I'm just really happy to have converted someone else to the joys of Warhammer. No, don't flow off my paper. Nice. Now I have this panel on the side here, which can have... These will need to go on the other one. Oh, and something to go on there as well. I guess a Titanicus. Black. That one, I think. Because that's going to be too big. I don't want... Do I want a skull on there? No. Hoppa. Decals are fun as long as you don't have just the one decal that you need to make sure that you get it right with. If you only have one decal, it's stressful. I need to buy some more micro sets. Micro Soul goes way slower than the micro set. Come on, sulky, sulky literature club. There we go. It's going, it's going. Okay, are we loose? Nearly. Nearly loose. Loosey goosey. Come on. Come on, little decal. Yep, we're loose. Okay. Sorry, I can't really put this on camera. It's a bit awkward. There. Cool. I mean, I'm gonna have to gloss varnish this whole thing, I think, because I don't want to matte varnish the super cute side stuff. The glowy panels. They need to be glowy. Titanicus. That one, I guess. Does he need one on? Do we want one on there? I kind of want one on there. Feels a bit empty at the moment. That, and I can also put the other ones in there. Start with the big round ones. Cut it slightly smaller so it doesn't need to soak up as much of the liquid. Wonky Goblin! Hello! You miss it? I must admit, I've never really done much of it. I just really wanted to paint a Warhound Titan, and a full-scale one isn't exactly in the cards. Also, I'm kind of done with resin for a while. I don't particularly want to subject myself to a resin Titan anytime soon. But I do like them. I really do like these adorable little boys. I just wish they came with a bit of text on the decal sheet. I would have liked a bit of text on the like the banner on his head. Are we slip and sliding yet? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Decal, please. Oh, look how cute. I never remember to set 10-minute timer, if I'm being honest. I always forget, and I always have to go back in the chat window and look where the last redeem was, and I always feel like a bit of a silly sausage because I'm so woefully unprepared when I'm streaming. Like really, I should have timers for all these things. It should start automatically when someone redeems something. And here I am, having to scroll back through chat to be able to get to... Small scale means are the only way to play big battles. Not really interested to play Heresy era for the new stuff. See, I quite like the Heresy models. Like, I think they look really cool. I'm gonna have to glaze more freaking green on here, aren't I? Balls. I don't have an extra hand. Yeah, I very much prefer, for example, the beaky Space Marines. I think they are way more fun than the new helmets. You're a helmet. Cool. That's one. But it's hard to complain about stuff when I don't actually really... I'm not really that concerned, if that makes sense. I like how most things look. Beakies are classic. I love the beakies. They're so cute. Let's see how many minutes ago that was. 15 minutes ago now. I get to take my helmet off. But yeah, love a beaky. I love some of the tanks as well. I think they look really cool. Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool stuff in both ranges. And I can only hope that everyone who wants to play a certain thing is able to play a certain thing. What's a beaky? A beaky is a Space Marine with a pointy nose, pointy helmet. They're the Horus Heresy type era. Have I got... I think I have some of them here somewhere. I wonder where they went. Because I primed some the other day. Expect them to be here somewhere. Because they're not on the shelf there. Where did Vivian put them? He's hiding them from me. Oh, they're here. Or not. No, they're not. They're just black. Oh, there. Yeah. Yeah. You have too many minis. Oh yeah, way too many minis. I have no. This is the bookcase which has all our finished models in it. Can you go in there, George? Come on. This is a beaky space marine. Like he has a pointy face helmet. Like the looks a little bit like a plague doctor. Yeah, we share. I share my hobby space with my partner, so we have a big Billy the bookcase from IKEA with shelves with glass doors on it, and I primed some the other day so that they could be painted, but I couldn't remember where they went. RTB around 30 minutes and 10 hours. Yeah. I'm afraid that's a little bit yeah, that's a while ago. We've had inflation. Yeah, this was a Mark 6, yeah. Uppies? Bought that as well. I bought it because I wanted, because I built the Heresy Fulgrim for our annual hobby competition. So this is Fulgrim Transfigured, the resin kit from Forge World. And I figured he should be fighting some Iron Hands from that era. So I picked up a box of the Beaky Boys to be terrain essentially, and then Nivian wanted to use the other ones, so Rogue Trader as your Space Marine. Space Marine. I don't think Nivian is in the chat. You should have more beaky options for Space Marine too. Yeah, that'd be nice. Oh, balls. I just wanted to say that we should buy some more micro set. But yeah, I really like the Beaky Marines. I think they look really fun. But they're a bit smaller than they're from before the glow up. So if you play a normal between quotation marks battle, they're a bit small. Slightly the wrong scale. Marines and Space Marine 2 are mostly Primaris. Mark 10 Tacticus armor. Lord up. I'm sitting waiting here for my decals to release. Sniper class has more head options with a hood and without goggles. And I can't have just bare eyes. What if they get stuff in them? I don't want to get dust in your eyes. New Marines are easier to paint. You still prefer the old stuff. Yeah, I really like the look of the old ones, but I also appreciate that if we want a bit more detail and stuff, that you're gonna end up with larger models, right? Should be wearing helmets to interface with our targeting systems. Ooh. Firstborn space wolves for sale. How ugly are those? Are they the old kids? Is there an old kid for space wolves? I feel like there one. You know, but wishing. I don't actually know what space wolves looked like before they had their glow up. "2008, oof." Man, decals are so cute when they're this small. Can't remember for decals. All of your stuff is first to third edition, so I don't think. No, probably not. I don't think they really care what anyone thinks, to be honest. If they did, why is there an eyelash in here? If they did, we'd have beacon marine options for the new stuff. No, actually, you wouldn't, because, lore. So cute. Don't get me wrong. I know Space Marines and the whole Warhammer universe is very, very grimdark. But then they come along and they make Imperialis, and we're all just sat here thinking, oh my god, cute. At least I'm sat here thinking, oh my god, cute. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like more than just me. More people than just me. Is this upside down? Maybe. Do I care? No. Exactly. Actually... Nice. You can have... Oh, he can have two things. This guy technically can have two things as well, can't he? We'll just put an eagle or something on his leg. Do black? Black. Black! How many decals are you putting on your models? Yes, is the answer. Is it entirely necessary? No. Do I normally use decals? No. Exactly, all of the decals. I feel like if I'm gonna make something like this, a vehicle, I feel like I should be allowed to use some decals. The only problem is that because I'm not weathering them, they look a little bit like stickers, but I mean, look at this thing, like it's a toy. It's not. I guess if I varnish the whole thing, they'll feel less like stickers. And the micro sole also helps. That's didn't do a very good job on that one. I should have been more angled. It's too straight, but hey ho. Who cares? As a green screen fan, Grimdark ruined the fun and silliness. Yeah. Titans are walking incarnations of the machine god. True. I don't know if the machine god would necessarily agree with my assessment of cute, though. They would be decorated as walking shrines. Yeah, but I also feel like because of what they are, they're not supposed to look all pretty and shiny. But I'm not weathering this. Like, I'm not doing it. I really like the bright blue, and I think it's shiny and glittery, and I would feel sad if it wasn't shiny and glittery anymore. Do I like that there? Don't know if I do. I feel like the shape isn't right, so we're gonna move that hallway. And you can go up here instead. I also wanted to really decide with the buildings on top, yes. Have you watched Eric's hobby workshop and his correct to scale 7-foot tall Titan build? It is so ridiculously cool. It's not even funny. Nah, that's better. Is it an Imperator? I don't actually know which one it is. The Imperator. The full, yeah. His is big enough that it can actually be a game board that models can walk on it and stuff. Which is ridiculous, obviously, but it's so cool. He's still in the process of building that. It's bananas, really. Yeah, that's the one. I remembered something. I remembered it! Oh my god, I remembered the name of a model. Speak to Nivian and tell me that I'm I'm not a silly sausage who always forgets everything. I strangely also remembered a movie earlier today. I had to remember. I saw some shoes hanging over some overhead wires, and I was like, "Hey, wasn't that in that movie?" And Nivian was like, "Movie?" I was like, "Yeah, I think it was on the movie poster." And Nivian was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I think it was called Big Fish, the one with Obi-Wan Kenobi in it." Obviously couldn't think of Ewan McGregor at the time, but... And then I googled it, and it was Big Fish. I was quite proud of myself. Exactly. Hello there. Holding too many things. Cool. Let's slap some micro sol on there. Next time at Warhammer World, check out the Dark Water diorama they made. It's absolutely awesome. When did they put that out? Oh, you saw a post today. Ooh. I'm gonna have to investigate. It's gonna be a few more months before I can go back to Warhammer World. It's not something that we can do every other month. It's a bit of a drive, unfortunately. Let's have a look. Warhammer World Dark Water diorama. Google. Have I seen the newest? I think I may have seen this. Have I seen this? No, probably not. Yes, please, if you could. I think that's such a ball like to get for you, maybe when you go to the UK Games Expo. Yeah, it's not exactly around the corner for us either, but it's not terrible. Like, we can do it like once or twice a year. It's more that because we have a dog and a cat, it's not something we can't just go. Where are you traveling from then, Funky Goblin? Oh, okay. Well, the picture I saw on my phone was very blurry, so... Right, let's see. I really want to bring out... I want to go to bring out your lead in Somerset. Oh. Fine, you'll go next week. You get better. Thank you. have to pay for the exhibition. Although I do really feel like that's like the epitome of honor, the honor system, because I've never had anyone ask me for a ticket. And I say all the times, it's not all the times, I've only been there 3 times, but I've only been there 3 times, but no one's ever asked me for the exhibition tickets. Not that they're super expensive, I feel like it's worth paying for how cool it is. Ollie Plus, you are the most beautiful woman. You haven't really been looking very well then, or very far. Oh god, I've just knocked a switch off again. I really hope it hasn't fricked my stream again. Kev Adams goes to bring out your lead. Is your sculpting it? I don't actually know who that is. Bear with, I'm just going to blow my nose for a second because I'm super sniffly. Right. You did all the orcs and goblins until 91. Really? Wow. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good hobby crush to have. Right, okay. Let's do a tiny bit of glaze on top of this. Decal, because it can't be not green. Don't add me, I know it's not a glazed. I suppose it's quite close. Yeah, it might be a glaze. He's most known for the classic fantasy night goblins. Oh, okay. We were talking about old style models. I say old style, not super old. Not just in general, but on the Discord of our local hobby store last night. And someone mentioned the old vampires with the little cute little teeth. And I'm just sitting there like, for me, the best, shittiest old models, Nagash, the old Nagash, and the old Screamer Killer, actually, is also fantastic. Like, I love that kind of stuff. But the old Nagash, I would do things for that thing. Right, so this just needs a varnish because I am not writing text on these feetsies. You have both! The old streamer killer and the gash. Oh man. Hobby envy. Have you painted them? If you have, please put pictures in the Discord. Because I love them so much. Right, so my two little Imperialis boys. I've got some silly decals on them. I am happy enough with both of them. They're not my finest work. Only the Screamer Killer. They're not my finest work. Oh fuck, eyes. Balls. Right, okay. Eyes. What colour do we do the eyes? Suggestions? Red, green, white. Greenish yellow? Cool. Let's start with rainforest then. Stick a drop on there. And then a probably demonic yellow on top. Look at that. A little paint condom on there. Thanks, but no thanks. How did I forget the eyes? Ugh. Right, I need to go black in first. What do I do? I do. I'll do green first. Am I going to make them glowy? I'm not going to worry about that. Are they my finest work? No. Could I have done better? Probably. Am I still happy with them? Yes. Nagash version eBay rescue has got what it looks like enamel paint. Oh god. I mean that tracks, considering how old he is and what the first person has probably done with him. Yeah. He is such a silly model, I love it. You can always do better because he comes constantly improving. Correct. But you also have to be able to say to yourself, okay, cool, this was a nice little in-between project. It doesn't have to be another masterpiece. Or I say another masterpiece, that's a bit presumptuous of myself. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. We can just say enough is enough and call it done. Because not everything has to be the most beautiful thing you've ever created. And I know there's the whole like each project should be better than the last. But I don't 100% agree with that. Your next masterpiece will probably have to wait until Golden Demon, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about Iron Skull this year, but I don't feel quite ready for that yet. Considering the level, quality of entry that you get there. I know I'm not quite up to that standard yet, so I'd rather not embarrass myself, if that makes sense. Not that I necessarily think I'll embarrass myself, but I would like to at least have the chance of getting it like a commended entry. I don't expect to win, but to at least place would be nice. Gary Morley still gets stick for Nagash. People forget he did all the Blood Bowl minis and lots of them are awesome, yeah. Would say you should still go with me, do it more to see where you are, get inspo from others and you'll have lots of progression. Yeah. That's true, I guess. I mean, I've been thinking about just going to see what it's like. But I had this idea when I first thought of it. I had this idea that I would enter the Keeper of Secrets. But everyone and their mum paints the Keeper of Secrets. And I don't really want to be everyone and their mum. Because I won't be as good as everyone else, or all those other people who have entered the Keeper of Secrets in the past. So I don't want it to be an immediate write-off. I want them to at least look at my model and not immediately dismiss it. So I'll probably pick something slightly more... Maybe just a model from like the Stash or something, like a 3D printed piece, because I don't need to be Warhammer, they can be anything. For Iron Skull. Excuse me. Maybe smaller, yeah, exactly. I think the Keeper is just a bit much. Hello, super talented painter person. CPP. Hey. I appreciate the attempt nonetheless. I do think that BDP is probably going to be more of a... Yeah, that will probably catch on more than STPP. But I do like it. We're doing Tyrannus, right? What if you spent extra time on a character? Yeah? Yeah, I could do. It's more my wheelhouse anyway than the Keeper would be. It is a super big guy for the super small version. It is a Warhound Titan for the Imperialis game system. Something that annoyed you when you played 40k years ago is you spent ages painting your minions with blend and edge highlights. Your friend dry brushed and smashed out his army in no time. Couldn't tell the difference when they're playing. No, it's the 3-foot rule, right? Like 99% of the time, people are not going to be closer than like a meter from your models, especially if you're using them for gaming. Like, I don't play, so for me it's just painting, so I get to spend more time on each individual model without worrying too much about the rest of an army. No, I could put a tuft of like green yellow on there. You cling to the 3-foot rule because you're a fairly mediocre painter. I think in the grand scheme of things, most people are. Like, I'm not amazing either. I'm just fairly lucky in that I have a fairly artsy background. So I learned quite a lot in school about paint manipulation and stuff like that, and a lot of it is applicable to Warhammer as well. I won't say everything because not everything works the same way, but I mean, I already had like a good couple 100 hours of holding a brush before I even started on Warhammer. Your ADHD gets in the way. See, I don't struggle with it at all. Once I sit down, it's not a problem. It's the getting started. That's the problem for me. Which is why I stream. Because it means I have a schedule. I think a lot of people struggle with following through. But it's definitely easier if you book yourself in, if that makes sense. You get that you wish you could weaponize your hyperfocus with a roll of the dice. You have nerve damage in one hand and failing eyesight, but it mainly affects speed, not quality. Oh, that's something at least. I need to book an eye test again. I'm going to sneeze, bear with. Psych. Yeah, I need to get my eyes checked because I'm getting headaches again. I don't have bad eyesight per se, but it does affect my like PC use and this kind of distance. Funnily enough, not more reading. I have no issues with reading. Random personal details. Starting to wonder if you have autism too. Your wife thinks you're low on the spectrum. Not sure. I got diagnosed about 2 months ago. Never really thought to get checked until I realized that way too many of the memes that I kept getting fed on the algorithms were extremely relatable. And I started reading up on symptoms and stuff like that, and yeah, it turns out that I'm not fully ADHD, but I have ADHD symptoms, or some of them, or ADHD traits, I guess, and I've been diagnosed with autism 1, which used to be Asperger syndrome before they reworked the whole system. So it explains a lot. Ren has the same nerve problem. She paints very well, so I can't use it as an excuse. Oh no. Right. Eyes. Just need to dot the I's, I guess. Dot the I's, cross the T's. Haha. I should probably just use a white rather than an ink. They have folded Asperger's into autism, yeah. It's it's basically high functioning autism now. That's what they it's all the same. Do I find having a diagnosis helpful? Yes. Yeah, because for me, I used to think that I was making it up. Like, no one ever understood why I got really, really frustrated if music I didn't like was playing, why it stressed me out so much, or how I could be almost impossibly distracted or annoyed by tight clothes or scratchy fabrics. Why I find social interaction so incredibly tiring, even though I enjoy it. Basically, if I meet up with friends, I can have a really, really good time, but after about 2.5 hours I crash out. And I either need to go take myself off for a little bit and reset, or if I stay and continue, I'll pay for it for like days, which I put up with because things like New Year's, etc. I wanna be a normal person and just be able to hang out with friends. So I do just hang out with friends because I enjoy it too much to not do it. But it also, yeah, it really catches up with me afterwards. No matter how much I like it, it's not something that I can really do for very long. But yeah, it really it does really help. Sorry, I'm just grabbing some more paint. I'm changing projects, so yeah, it makes me want to how do I explain this without sounding really weird, or even I suppose it's not really an issue if I sound weird. I really, really enjoy spending time with friends. Got to go. Just want to say thank you so much for the stream. No worries, Joanne. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming and thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a good weekend. Pardon me for answering. You found ADHD diagnosis very helpful. Yeah. Find out you're never quite accomplished all you should have been. Yeah, exactly that. So what they say for girls, that apparently girls way more rarely get diagnosed with autism or autism 1 than boys, because girls from a very young age learn to mask better, because girls get or are expected to behave a certain way in society. Like, you're expected to be cute, you're expected to be helpful, there's all kinds of like social expectations that are put on girls and not on boys. Like, if a boy is a bit boisterous or doesn't really play in the same way as other boys, it's like, oh, he's just a boy. Boys are boys, huh? It's just boys being boys. But if a girl struggles with that kind of stuff, she very early on learns how to pretend like it's not, like she's not different, which is yeah, it makes it very difficult to diagnose girls, because they tend to be high functioning more than boys necessarily, and it's yeah, I was always told that I was like, well, 1, the teacher's pet, 2, it's a whole world ahead of you, you're like super talented, you're like how did I describe it, what's the word, you can be anything you want. And as a kid in primary school, I did learn really, really easily, and then secondary school, book learning came around. It all of a sudden became very, very different and way more difficult. So yeah, it's everything that they thought or they told me as a young girl was a good thing turned out to be an autism trait. Between doing all the crimbo shopping, the cooking, then having to drive 88-year-old mum to various friends of hers who had invited her over, and having to be social and totally pooped. Oh god, yeah. Just found a lot of the things that your peers were interested in dull as shit. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I never had any... Like, I never idolized pop groups. You know, all my female friends were all like, oh my god, this band are like Spice Girls or Backstreet Boys or whatever. Honestly, not bothered at all. And it makes it very difficult to connect. Also doesn't really help. No matter what you do, you always feel slightly on the sidelines. I don't think I ever really felt like anyone's first choice, and when I did, that person turned on me massively when I finally crashed out. Like, I had a friend that bit of a trauma dump, but I just want to, yeah, I'm hoping that talking about it will maybe help someone else. When I was about 15, 16, I had to stop going to school because I was so depressed and so overwhelmed and overstimulated over everything that I couldn't go to school anymore. And I had a friend at the time who I we'd been best friends for like 3 years, I want to say. 4 years, and we basically spent every waking day together. Best friends, hung out all the time. The only problem was that every time I liked a boy, she all of a sudden also liked that boy, and she was the popular one, so she always ended up... if I said, oh, I really like, think he's really cute or whatever, she would go, oh my god, you're right, he's so cute. And then a week later she'd be dating him. Don't really know why I didn't twig on that she wasn't really a good friend, but here we are. But yeah, when I was about 15, 16, I, for about 7 months, couldn't go to school because of how I felt. And in that time I had about, I think, 2 cards and maybe 3 calls from friends to ask how I was. And when I finally came back to school, I found out that my best friend had spread the rumor that I'd been institutionalized, that I completely lost my mind, that I'd been suicidal and all that, which is not the case. And all my friends were like, oh my god, how was mental hospital? And I was like, what? So the one person in my life that I really trusted at the time turned out to be not very trustworthy. Yeah. Which I suppose kind of explains why I don't really, or why I now, well, I struggle to trust people. Superficially, super easy. Like I feel like I can talk to almost anyone. I can relate to almost everyone. If someone has a hobby, I'm always very excited for them because I love it when people are happy or excited about something. But to actually let someone in and to have a proper friend, it's very, very rare for me. Because the combination of me being just a bad friend, because I just don't... like, I can love you to bits, but I'll forget you exist if you're out of my... Like, if I don't... This is my spicy background. Like, it's... Yeah. I struggle to stay in contact with people because I just either don't have the emotional bandwidth to spend energy on social contact, or it's almost like a object permanence kind of thing. Like, if you're not around me, I forget you exist kind of thing. Doesn't mean I love you any less, but it's hard. But between those two things, it's quite difficult sometimes quite difficult to maintain friendships. Yeah, nightmare. It wasn't a good time. So yeah. When I hear people talk about, oh my god, all their friends that they still have from school, I sometimes think, holy shit, like, how do you manage that? Mine were awful. Hey Kat, you alright? How's it going? So yeah, it's good to have the diagnosis, because it means that, for me anyway, I can now understand better why I respond in a certain way to certain situations. If that makes sense. So I really, definitely, if you're worried about or thinking that you might be on the spectrum, get it checked, just like for your own peace of mind, because it will really help with just understanding your own behaviors. You're definitely dyslexic. It's odd habits. You get hyper-focused on a subject, learn everything about it, and you move on to the next thing and repeat. Takes a lot of willpower. Yeah, it's difficult, yeah. And recognizable. I think that very much is a spicy trait. I think it's ADHD kind of symptoms, I think. Keeping on, yeah. Ooh, are we talking spicy flavors? We are, sort of. Yeah, we had a question in chat to work out why, or if it's helped to have a diagnosis. And I was just saying that, yeah, it definitely helped me. And I gave a little bit of my personal background and why I struggle with things the way I do. And now we are here. If nothing else, I think it's really important to talk about struggles of any kind. Depends on the individual very much. Yeah, I think that's probably also true. It really helped me because I thought that I was imagining things and that I should just be able to deal with these things. Like, why are you being so difficult? Why can't you just be normal, kind of thing? So for me, having the diagnosis that, you know what, you actually have a valid reason, your brain just doesn't work the way that other people's brains work. Which, yeah, that really helped me. But that might not be the same for everyone. Not everyone might need that same sort of validation. You don't have home. You've been told by various professionals it's obvious ADHD. You haven't been through the diagnosis with 3 kids, so you know the questions. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, you don't. I'd done a few tests myself before going through the formal diagnosis. Like, you sent me a few links, and there were a couple of others that I'd done already. I also... I found it very gratifying that someone who doesn't know me at all can have a conversation with me, and within the space of like an hour, it's like, yeah, I don't know why this has never been picked up on. You are definitely... You can find links for the person if it's of any help to them. I still have them, I think. I don't know if anyone is really... if anyone would like them. If anyone would like the links to these tests, let me know and I will send you the links. Just send me a whisper and I'll send them on. That obviously doesn't have to be in chat here. We also know each other, lol, recognize the trait. Yeah, absolutely. It's just very funny to me that something that is so obvious to other people with similar tendencies can be completely overlooked by either neurotypicals or people who don't have the same sort of behaviors. That's not anyone's fault or anything like that. It's just funny to me that that is how it works. You can go years and years without anyone realizing that you're a bit of a snowflake. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. And then someone tells you, you know, you do realize that you're like super spicy, and I didn't. Do I get distracted by shinies, or should be one of the I agree, yeah. I feel like that's more more something that's aimed at. You've not taken over chat. No, you're not at all. It's just the conversation. I think not everyone is keen on talking about it, which is fair. And you have not taken over chat. You've just said you said a few things. So what's the model you're working on? There's 3 of them, and I can't remember. George, what's the matter, buddy? I can't remember. They're like warriors or Sylvaneth. I can't think what the type of model is anymore. So I did one mostly. If my camera will focus on it. Mostly. It's not completely done, but mostly there. And just a speed paint, or a couple of speed paints by the looks of it, on one. Basically, I finished the Imperialis models I was working on, and I was like, what should I work on next? And my Sylvaneth, I realised I still had a couple of Sylvaneth that I hadn't finished yet from back in the day. So I grabbed those, and that's what I'm painting at the moment. Because the Tyranids that I'm going to paint next haven't been primed yet, or some of them haven't been built yet. I'm going to tickle my nose. Super itchy on my nose all of a sudden. It's a super safe place, yes. But yeah, Tyranids is my my next big project. I say next, it's one of the big projects that I want to do next year. And at the moment I'm very hyped for them because they yeah, I'm in like the planning phase of my next big project. And it's always one of those things where you're just temporarily hyperfixated, and after a while it loses its shininess. Probably one of the reasons as well why I don't see myself becoming a full like army painter. Because boring. Which is nonsense, obviously. It's not boring at all. Just getting excited about a topic and you realise you've talked too much. If you're not talking about things too much. You don't have to feel guilty. We are, as Paint says, not at all judgy. Let's see what this colour is. It's called Dark Wood. I don't know if I've ever used it for anything, but it does look nice and woodsy. Now I very much want it to be the case that anyone who wants or needs to talk about something or has questions about mental health, etc., the questions can be asked here. I think it's too important to talk about these things because those people who struggle might not know where else to ask. Have I seen your conveyor progress? I want to say yes, because I have seen things on Instagram, and that's why we do RoseCon. I did do a little hype up again earlier on my stream. A little explanation about what it is, etc. The brainworms are very annoying, yeah. Hey, Baldy. Yeah, not bad, thank you. How are you doing? Is my music still working, or is it just quiet? Yeah. It's just quiet. So do you get to be your age without dealing with depression and grief? You're either extremely lucky or blissfully ignorant. Yeah. Ah, thanks, Kat. Yeah, I made it to age 15 before I had my first crash out. So yeah, I've had plenty of years of therapy and medication and people trying to help. Just building some models at the moment. Nice. What are you building? And I know that a lot of people either don't know to ask for help or whether or not they might be worried, and sometimes the anonymity of internet friends can be a blessing. You were 13, you can relate. Doing some AOD. Free guilds, oh nice. Pretty little square bases to use in Old World, that's awesome. You only crashed when your mother and granddad died in the space of 3 months. Cripes. That's rough. Yeah, that's horrible. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Square bases are the way. They are very silly. I love a bit of silly. And I say silly because I, like, so not used to seeing things on square bases that it feels silly. I know it's not silly, but... My brain. Let's mix a bit of green in with that. You're started with bullying at school and health condition diagnosed. Youngest tried to begin his figure skating career. Ugh. I had no idea that you were a figure skater. I mean, that explains that now, but... That's very cool. I am very bad on skates. Seems silly now, but of course. And I don't even think it's silly now, to be honest. I completely understand why that would be freaking heartbreaking and soul destroying and... Yeah, fully get it. You're ready to shut up and get on with it, school mental health. Oh yeah, fantastic. I was not, but when I was growing up, my baby brother had lots of problems. And my mum struggled as a single mum. So I tried to help her as much as I could. And be like the perfect daughter and essentially help raise my baby brother. Which my mum feels really bad about now, but it's not something that she really had any control over, to be honest. And it meant that when my baby brother finally grew out, or was in a position where he was better off, there was finally time for me to have a meltdown, which is what happened. It's made you more empathetic and eventually work out how to deal with problems better. Yeah. Your gran was going to buy some pro-level figure skates for your birthday, and as we had very little money, it was a huge deal. Got a diagnosis a few weeks before your birthday, and she was okay. Oh my god. If RSD is part of your issue, it makes sense now, but it's so, yeah, ugh. That's horrible. I mean, I fully, I understand to an extent her reasoning, like, well, if you won't be able to fully utilize these, it would not make sense to spend a lot of money on them, but at the same time, for a young girl, if that's the present that you've been looking forward to for months, then being told, oh well, sucks to be you, that is brutal. I love Sylvaneth, they're so cool. Like, I think if I ever were to paint an entire army, it'd be Sylvaneth. so easy to paint. You can't really get it wrong. Which is honestly really like a relief, I suppose. Excuse me. Hadu. If it's not Hadu, please let me know how to pronounce your name. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome back. But yeah, anyone who hasn't tried Sylvaneth yet and is wondering what to paint next, give Sylvaneth a go, because they are very, very, very chill, very fun. Pronunciation is okay? Awesome. Are you a miniature painter? Do you like Warhammer or Malifaux or Trench Crusade or one of the other millions of, I say millions is a bit of a hyperbole, but and if so, what do you paint? I picked up some of my old Sylvaneth, which I look at these, which I never got round to finishing because I got distracted by other shiny projects. Imperialis, nice. Necromunda, testing Frostgrave. Ooh, I've never played that, or I haven't played any of them because I don't really play. I only paint, but I haven't heard of those. I did my Warhound Titans earlier. Or rather, they're sort of finished now, I guess. They're not amazing, but they get the job done. I just need to varnish them, and then they can go on the shelf. Frostgrave's cool. Like, I have so many Warhammer things that I still want to paint that I've not really looked into any of the other game systems that are out there. Hi Pixie, how are you doing? But I do feel like there's a couple of them out there that are definitely worth looking at. Like, I know Trench Crusade, for example, has absolutely stunning models. Not that I'm very much into the grimdark side of things, but I can completely imagine people wanting to paint that. That's crazy cool stuff. Looking at models now, dangerous cat. Yeah, I have so many models that I still want to paint in the good, nice, in the Warhammer universe that it's a bit too dangerous for me to try and start branching out. You have to paint some Canoptex. Thank you very much. Have a lovely time. I hope to see you again soon, Kraus. Titania. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Saturday. When your game's finished, this is where you would give it a shameless plug. Ooh, yeah, well, you should. Finish your game and plug it. Shamelessly. Love a bit of a shameless plug. What kind of game are you creating? Here, have a bit of a... Best kind of plug, exactly. Well... I could think of some other plugs that are also fun. But yeah, what kind of game are you creating? Is it with minis as well, or? And are you designing minis, or are you opening it up to minis from different universes? Skirmish game. Centered on goblins. Ooh. You sculpt the minis. Awesome. Punk. Good luck for a while dinner's ready. Don't catch me before. Have a great rest. Thank you so much, Kat. I really appreciate it. Enjoy dinner. I hope it's delicious. Well, you'll be allowed to plug things over here at Wonky Goblin if it's when you get to that point. If you want to, I'll even paint a mini on stream for you. To as advertisement kind of thing. Sounds very cool. You were hoping to release a game at UK Games Expo, which you have run out of time to get stuff ready for printing. That's a shame. So you're waiting a year, or are you going to release it small to like shops and stuff, or what's your Take expo. Yeah, okay. It takes the pressure off a bit that way, I guess. Full-time normal job, which is yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? Life get in the way rather than life find a way. My life also gets in the way. Ooh, thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate. How much is it to get a table at the Games Expo? You tried streaming you sculpting, but it's not very interesting to watch for most people. Difficult. I guess people want to see quick progress. Were you streaming it in miniatures and models channel, or were you in art? Because miniatures and models only has the best of times like 3,000 people watching. It's a very small slice of the Twitch audience, unfortunately. We run into this problem as miniature painters ourselves. It's like there's only so many people watching this kind of content, so you end up with a very small slice of the pie, which is fine, really. I mean, I'm not here to break the internet. Miniature models. 450 for extras, okay. Oh, including the power. Oh, you get the space. Everything is extra, including the power. Yeah, I was gonna say, because normally they charge you to get like an extension lead run to your table and all that kind of bollocks. So you really want to make sure that what you're presenting at the time is something that's worth spending all that money on. You get a taped off bit of floor. You don't you don't even get a table. God. I guess they don't need to. It's such a successful event that they can charge for everything. It's also in general. I've never been. Like, I've only been in like the hobby for like 2 years now. I'd love to see sculptors live to understand how to proceed, but I guess it may not be compatible with Twitch habits. It would be slower to interact with more watchers, find the right yeah. It's probably true. Like, I can, out of the corner of my eye, I can see the chat scroll and stuff. It's more difficult if you're looking at the screen. And yeah, if you have a separate screen for the Twitch chat or something like that, it would be, I can imagine it'd be quite challenging to follow it. You've been told you would do better at Salute because it's more miniatures focused. Possibly. Also not been there, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if that's true or not. Where are you based? Because maybe ChillCon could be an option as well. Monthly stream to force you to look at distracted while sculpting. Yeah. Somerset. I was going to say there's a miniatures convention in Ipswich, which is not far from where I live. On the 21st of February, I want to say. I imagine it's probably more geared towards like miniature trains and stuff like that, but I'm still going to go and have a look. I know my local hobby store is going to go there. So if nothing else, I want to show my support for them there. The nearest one to me is Beachhead in Bournemouth. Don't know about that one. I've never heard of that one. February 7th and 8th. Well, if you've already run out of time to get to UK Games Expo, then 7th and 8th of Feb is probably too soon. That'd be cool to go anyway, to see what it's like. I guess visit them all and see which you think would fit best with your game. Run by the best game store in your area. Entoyment. As the rulebook, you can underestimate the time it takes to format and prepare for printing. Ah, okay. Could you do cards instead? Would that be quicker? I imagine it's probably cheaper as well on cards. I obviously don't know, I'm just spitballing, but... The rules part of the rulebook is almost done. It's the illustration and photography. Ah, okay. Which Legio did I paint? Good question. The one with the star signs and stuff. With I don't know. I just put these decals on, and it's because it's. I wanted to use my Turbo Dork paint. My ridiculously shiny metallic blue paint, and I figured that for something that looks sort of like a shiny sky, suns and moons and stuff would be the best fitting decals. But I've never really been too fussed about the correct colors and things for also the demo table build for convention left to do. Ooh, yeah, that's probably, yeah, I reckon probably not a bad shout to sit on it for and then release next year, or check if there's conventions later on in the year where you could soft launch it. Although I do understand the desire to go big or go home. Those guys looking good too. Thank you. You're more in the artistic way. Yeah, absolutely. I'm also I don't paint full armies. I normally only paint whichever models I think look cool, because I don't play. I can just go by the rule of cool. So if I think like, oh, these decals look nice, they can go on. Makes it a lot easier. BDP isn't brave enough to do an army. You shut your mouth. BDP is going to do Tyranids this year. Granted, it will be a combat patrol and not a full 2,000 point army. But still. It is Legio Astorum. That's the one that... yes, you're correct. That was the name on the decal bits, but I threw the bit away, so... But yeah, Astorum, that is correct. That rings a bell now. Skirmish games were possible. Looks at 2 fully painted Space Marine armies. Well, good time with Stitch, I'm assuming, 2026. Thank you so much for the follow. That is very kind of you. I guess if I played, I'd probably be more worried about painting a full army, but I don't, so I can just focus on what I like and only paint what I like. I know you're teasing. Right, so... Funny how different they look. Not that it matters much, because they're trees. Like, he could have just lived in a different part of the forest, so who cares? I've just noticed that it's nearly 6 o'clock. That explains why I'm hungry. So I am going to see who is about for me to go raid. Let me send a little raid out. Henry Hoover. Whoop. Is their bark worse than their bite? I don't know, I wouldn't want to stick my teeth in there either. But considering that's bark as well. Let's have a look. I don't know who this person is. Miniatures. Love chatting. Chill, spontaneous, and all about having fun in a safe, friendly community. That sounds like something I would want to be a part of. So we're going to go right there. Should create some more Legio Storm with other titans. In the lore, this is the Legion that can teleport titans. If you can add like a... Whoa. That's sick. That's really cool. Yes, thank you, Wonky Goblin. I appreciate that. I very much look forward to it. And I also look forward to hearing more about your game when you get to the point of being able to share that. So, I am going to create a raid to Panich. No idea if that's how to pronounce, but let me just check if he's not. Oh, he's not talking and he's speaking in English. His chat is in English. His things, so we'll go there. I'll yeah. I just wanted to say thank you again for everyone's support, for everyone's the new follows and everything like that. Really appreciate it. Thank you all for hanging out with me while I do my silly little hobby, and hopefully see you again soon. I will be streaming again. I want to say on Wednesday. I don't think I have anything else planned. Just double checking. Wednesday. So yeah, hopefully see you all then. And hope that you all have a lovely rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday tomorrow. And see you soon. Bye bye.